Honestly, I think one of the most interesting things it's one of the things that I've been super reflecting on a lot. And by the way, if you're wondering where I am, I'm like in this, they're called rifugio, or rifugi in Italian, up in Trentino Alto Adige, where it's where the Dolomites are. It's sick. Potentially I'll show you where it is, but I think I'm only going to keep the video to here. But I quickly wanted to share like this whole thought process, this whole point of view I had on this, on taqwa, on ihsan, right? Praying as if you see Allah Azza wa Jal in front of you. One of the things that I was reflecting on this whole concept was, what does it actually mean to get close to Allah, right? What does it actually mean to become the closest person to Allah, right? Being amongst the awliya of His. And if we truly look at what this life is, we know it's a test, right? Everything that happens, everyone is born and everyone dies. Like nobody's gonna be born one day and never die. They're always gonna die, aren't they? So this is a test and we know it's a test. But the most interesting part about all of this is that if you truly are able to sit down with yourself and think about what it actually entails and what it actually means, then I truly think that if you are able to put yourself almost as if you're in a third person view of how your life is going, how your life is actually happening, it will allow you so much to be able to surpass Allah Azza wa Jal's test. I'm gonna give you an example. You're watching a film, okay? And there's a main character and there's another character that comes up to the main one and asks that main character to do something absolutely stupid and dumb. You, as the viewer from the outside, can clearly know and can clearly see and can clearly hear that what this character is telling the other person to do is dumb, it's stupid, it's dangerous. But the character in the film doesn't have that third person view, doesn't have that outsider perspective. And what happens in most films, not just for the plots, of course, but what happens is that they accept and they follow and they go with these stupid decisions, these really dumb things that they do. And I feel as if, think about your life, like one of the quotes a lot of Western people talk about. We shouldn't follow, by the way, Western people when it comes to life advice, right? Because they have a view on what life is that is completely different. Yes, they can get it right sometimes, but taking that risk is not worth it. But something they do mention that I hear sometimes here and there is that they say that you almost should see your life as if it's a movie, as it's a film. And in a sense, I agree with it. Not because you're supposed to be your main character, boost your ego and stuff like that. Not from that point of view. But from the point of view of being able to look at your life, knowing that your life has already been all written. You're simply the main character in your film. You're simply the main character in your story. And if you were able to forgive me, I'm repeating myself, look from a third person view, your entire life, like imagine you get on Yom Al-Qiyamah, last shows you your entire life. You as a third person, right? You would be so capable of telling yourself from an outsider point of view what was right and what was wrong. And you'll almost feel as if, damn, how stupid was I to actually do this? How dumb was I to accept this when I knew it was wrong? How stupid was I that I decided to take this decision when clearly I knew it was wrong? But because on one side you've got the outsider perspective, which has no emotion related to it. It's purely logical. But in our life, the main character's very emotional, on top of being logical. So if you can almost live a day-to-day life as if Allah's with you, right? And He is 24/7, He's with you. But if you can live your life every single day with everything you see, you know it all comes from Allah. Like, do you know, I hope you guys get what I'm trying to say, right? Where you are able to live an entire life from your day-to-day basis as if you are looking through your eyes from an outsider point of view. That's why a lot of awliya of Allah, a lot of super close people to Allah, scholars, whenever you talk to them, it almost feels as if they're almost like half dozing asleep, right? It's actually kind of weird or funny in a sense, but in reality, for how much it may seem that they are so not listening to you, they are more present in the moment than you are. because they, in my opinion, they view life almost from this outsider point of view, as in everything that happens to me is a test. So I'm just going to see every test that Allah puts in front of me, I'm going to analyze it. The more you remember that everything that comes in your life is a test, like, subhanAllah, I don't think I'm really putting my thoughts into proper words. I don't think I'm explaining myself well enough. But I feel as if some of you guys understood what I was trying to say and what I'm trying to say, you'd highly understand what I mean by the outsider POV. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say, right? I don't know, it's just this way of looking at the life, at our life, this way of looking at our dunya, whatever it may be, from a completely different POV, right? So instead of living your life fully in the moment, to actually live it in the moment, you need to realize that this will all seem like a film once you die and you get to Yom Al-Qiyamah. This entire life will go so fast, it will feel as if you only stayed alive a morning or half a morning. Does that make sense? So yeah, that's my thought process, to be honest. My
This guy's like
whatever it may be.
Islamic video. We're just talking about.
Yeah, and you probably hear some background noise, but I mean that's the whole point of the video, to be it super improvised. Right then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Thank you. I'm gassed to see what you guys think.